We will be using jQuery to create new and edit existing content on the web. First, we download the uncompressed development file and open the HTML in a text editor. The index page will be opened in the browser. The first thing we're going to do is to create some new content by simply calling the jQuery function with a string of HTML. These first two lines will be uncommented here. In this case, we'll call the jQuery function with a string that has a paragraph tag. Then we will take this string and create a new DOM element that is represented by a paragraph. This is stored in this variable. Then we'll take the new paragraph and use the append function to append some more HTML into it. In this case, it's an emphasis tag with the words "hello there" inside of it. We will then have to put content into this page. So to do so, we will uncomment line 14. We are going to select the element in this page that has an ID of an example, and then we're going to call the function name HTML. The HTML function, when you give it an argument, will replace all of the content that is in the result of this selector right here. With the HTML that you're giving it, in this case, there is a paragraph with some text inside of it. Now if we go down to the bottom of the page, you can see here that we have a div with an ID of example. So if all goes well, then this div will have a new paragraph with some emphasis text inside of it that says "hello there," because the HTML function will replace all existing HTML that is already in the element. Now let's save and go back to the browser, refresh it, and you can see exactly what happened. The words "hello there" appear inside the box. Now going back to the code, let's first comment out this line, and then uncomment this line. You can see here that we are using a selector to select the element that has an ID of creation. You can see in this H2 right here. Now I'm going to call function prepend. Prepend means to take this content, and in this case it's just a string of text, it's not HTML. We're going to prepend or insert this content in front of whatever is resulting in this selector here. Now let's save, go back to our browser and refresh, and we can see what happened. The string "watch this" was inserted in front of the content creation text. You'll notice that it's part of the H2. It wasn't inserted outside of the H2 tag. It was inserted at the beginning of the H2 tag. Now we'll go back to the code and we'll comment that out. Now we'll take a look at how we can change existing content. So we'll uncomment this line once again, and using the selector to get the div of what the ID has of example. This time, we're going to call the HTML function with new HTML. So we're going to create a new H2 inside of this div. Let's save this quickly. Then we'll refresh, and we can see if it's worked. That's another way that you can insert content in its elements. So back to the code. Let's comment, and now let's uncomment this line. In this case, we're using the function called text. Text is different to HTML in that it will take whatever string you've given it and convert it into escaped text content. Now you can notice we're also passing a H2 into the string, just like was in previous call to HTML. In this case, this will be converted into a readable text. It won't be treated or parsed as HTML, so if we save it and then go back to the browser and refresh, you'll notice that the content was inserted into the div, but it was inserted as plain text. The H2 tags were not represented as HTML code.